Martine Montboren is Energy Councillor at the Dunkirk office of Réflexénergie, a programme created in 2004 to inform and guide the people of Dunkirk to help them to be more energy efficient.
Là, on a une déperdition localisée là, et ici, par contre... Et c'est quoi comme toiture? C'est
de la tuile.
Martine takes us to Etienne Bernard, who asked for their advice in order to get the best heating system for his house.
Donc là, on l'a dirigé vers des artisans agréés pour réaliser son projet. On lui a indiqué également les aides financières qui étaient en place à l'époque. Et on lui a fourni tous les documents nécessaires en fait, pour mener à bien son projet.
First, Dunkirk's Energy Councillors advise citizens on the type of insulation for their houses. Then they inform them about which heating system would suit them best.
Ici, vous avez les panneaux solaires. Hein. J'ai l'eau chaude tout l'été, qui a été faite uniquement par les panneaux solaires. À partir du mois d'avril jusqu'à fin octobre, la chaudière n'a jamais tourné.
With the help of Dunkirk's Réflexénergie, Etienne Bernard managed to reduce his energy consumption by around 30%, a significant cut in his carbon footprint. Cities and regions are often the most affected by the impact of global warming, such as floods or forest fires. The impact of global warming at the local level often requires localised action, yet many of the most affected regions are also among the poorest. The Committee of the Regions is the voice of the regions and cities in the European Union, and leads regional political efforts in the fight against global warming. 3/4 of the work to tackle the causes and effects of climate change is carried out at the local and regional level. Improving the energy efficiency of buildings, reducing traffic jams, cutting emissions, tackling population density. These key measures are impossible without regions and cities. The failure of the Copenhagen Climate Change Conference shows that national leaders are not yet ready to find a consensus on cutting global emissions. That is why the leadership of local and regional authorities and their willingness to find practical solutions to the climate change challenge is more important than ever. For local governments to play a more effective part in tackling climate change, they must be involved in developing strategies as well as implementing them. Sharing best practice and greater financial support for their local policy efforts are also vital. European cities are also committed to surpassing the already ambitious goals of the European Union. Around 2,000 of them have signed up to the Covenant of Mayors, an EU initiative backed by the Committee, encouraging cities to reduce local emissions by more than 20% by 2020. But the willingness to tackle climate change at the local and regional level is not limited to the EU, as towns and cities from outside the Union have already taken the Covenant of Mayors pledge. Further international cooperation came with the agreement between the Committee and the US Conference of Mayors to work together at the local level to tackle climate change. The president of the conference, Elisabeth Kautz, made a pledge to work more closely with EU mayors on cutting emissions, despite the lack of any global agreement. If the world wants to stop climate change before it is too late, concrete targets need to be set. Concrete actions need to be agreed upon. And concrete funding has to be foreseen.